REM sleep dreaming, at least, seems to provide at least two different benefits. The first is creativity. What we found is that it's during dream sleep when the brain takes all of the information that it's been learning and it starts to fuse it together in creative and innovative ways. It's almost like informational alchemy. And so we go to sleep with the pieces of the jigsaw, but we wake up with the puzzle complete. And that's one of the creative benefits of sleep. And there's a reason that no one has ever told you to stay awake on a problem. Yeah. And there's a
Right.
very good scientific basis for exactly that.
Let's wrap up with dreams, because this will be my 5th August off the grid. And one of the things that I've noticed is, because I try to work on exercise and diet and sleeping better and just general digital detox and relaxation, I've noticed in the 4 previous years that I've done this, that my dreams are more vivid during that time. Maybe it's from being less distracted or something. So just broadly, what the hell is going on when we're dreaming, and what can we do to, I suppose, maybe gain more insight from our dreams or something to that effect?
Yeah, and actually, I have a quick question for you. So when you're doing the detox, will your sleep schedule change where you may start to go to bed a little bit later and wake up a little bit later?
No, I'll be going to bed earlier usually, because I'm not doing as much during the day. So, for a portion of this, and perhaps right now as this is being aired, I'm hoping that I'm on the beach and it's a nice, bright, sunny day and I'm under an umbrella and it's about 3 p.m. and I'm napping. That would be nice. But then, after a day out on the beach, by 9 o'clock, there's a good chance I could be sleeping. And then I'm still, regardless of when I go to sleep at night, I'm an early riser. That definitely is something new to me the last couple of years of my life, where it's like, and maybe that's partly sunshine in LA. It's sunny here usually at about 6 or 6:30 a.m. And I'm usually just kind of ready to go at that point. But I probably will get a significant amount more of sleep in the course of these 30 days or so.
Got it. So firstly, to stick a pin in the daylight component, daylight will absolutely regulate your sleep timing. And you can use it on both ends. If you get too much light exposure in the evening, then it will block a hormone called melatonin, which is critical to signal to your brain it's nighttime and it's time to sleep. And so when we have too much electric light or we're using our computers at night, it stamps the brakes on melatonin. And that's why some people can struggle with sleep at night. So try to dim down half of the lights in your home in the last hour before sleep. And then you can reverse engineer the trick in the morning. Get lots of daylight. LA is a great place to do that. And it enlivens you because it now, sort of that daylight will apply, once again, the brakes on melatonin, and it will help you wake up. But coming back to dreams and the function of dreams, dreams seem to, or REM sleep dreaming at least, seems to provide at least two different benefits. The first is creativity. What we found is that it's during dream sleep when the brain takes all of the information that it's been learning and it starts to fuse it together in creative and innovative ways. It's almost like informational alchemy. And so we go to sleep with the pieces of the jigsaw, but we wake up with the puzzle complete. And that's one of the creative benefits of sleep. And there's a reason that no one has ever told you to stay awake on a problem. Yeah. And there's a very good scientific basis for exactly that. The second interesting thing that we've discovered, and we've done quite a lot of work in this area, is that REM sleep dreaming provides a form of emotional first aid. And you can think of dreaming as overnight therapy. And REM sleep dreams will take those difficult experiences, sometimes even traumatic experiences that you've been having, and it acts like a nocturnal soothing balm. And it just takes the sharp edges off those painful, difficult experiences so that you come back the next day and they don't feel as painful anymore. And so I think in that sense, dreaming, you can think of it as, well, it's not time that heals all wounds. It's time during dream sleep that provides emotional convalescence. And those are the two functions that we've been strongly associating with REM sleep dreaming.
What about people that don't remember their dreams? I always find it so odd, because I really do remember my dreams. Every now and again, I'll have a notepad by the side of my bed and I'll scribble something down that I want to remember for the next morning, something like that. And I do find that there are insights and I can piece together something that maybe I couldn't have otherwise. What about people that just have no memory of their dreams? You hear about that every now and again.
Yeah, it's not infrequent. It's not necessarily pathological. It's not something that you have to worry about or go and see your doctor about. We don't truly understand why there are those individual differences. We certainly know that they are present, but we also know that those people who say, look, I just don't dream, it's not really that you don't dream, as you said, it's that you don't remember your dreams. Because if I bring those people into my sleep center here at University of California, Berkeley, and we can clearly see that they're going into dream sleep. And in fact, if I go into the bedroom, well, when they're in a REM sleep phase and I wake them up and I say, can you just tell me what was going through your mind before I woke you up? They will say, it's the strangest thing. I was having a dream for the first time. It's just that when they wake up in the morning, that memory seems to evaporate too quickly and it doesn't seem to be committed to conscious memory recollection. Does it mean that that memory isn't there at all? I actually don't think that that's true. I think it's quite possible that we remember much more of our dreaming lives than we are consciously aware of or that we have conscious accessibility to. But what we know from brain science is that implicit memory, information that you're not consciously aware of, can still profoundly change your decisions and your actions and your behaviors. So it leads to a wacky hypothesis that, in fact, much more of our waking life is determined by our imprinted dream life, but we just don't have conscious access to that dreaming. And I say that because, I'm sure you've had that experience too, where you wake up and you think, I was dreaming. I know. What was that dream?
What was that?
And
yeah.
It's just gone. And then 2 days later, you're getting into your car and you see the keychain and it instantly triggers the unlocking of the memory of that dream. In other words, that memory was always there. Mm-hmm. You'd lost the IP address to go and find it for conscious recollection. And if it's still there, it could still be changing your behavior.
All right. I said the dreams was the last question, but I'll give myself one bonus question here, which is, do you have one other tip or trick that I can incorporate into this month so that I come back as well-rested and ready to go and be back in the crazy political and cultural fight that I find myself in 11 months out of the year?
You are a brave, brave man knowing what you do, and I admire it greatly. I am far too thin-skinned to be doing what you do. But
you're definitely a wiser man, so yeah.
Let's not rush to judgment. I've probably in the past 45 minutes just proven that to be wrong as well. But I will give you one conventional tip and one unconventional tip.
Great.
The first conventional tip is regularity. If I could give you one single thing to start doing, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, no matter whether it's the weekday or the weekend. And regularity is king. And the reason, because I don't think people respond to rules that are just barked at them. They respond to the reasons, not the rules. And the reason is this, that your brain has its own 24-hour clock. And it responds best to sort of the recognition of regularity. So when it's getting regularity, it's going to anchor your sleep. And as I said, improve the quantity and the quality of that sleep. So aim for regularity no matter what day it is. In terms of an unconventional tip, and this may sound a little bit strange, but if you have a bad night of sleep, and everyone has them, I am not immune just because I know a little bit about sleep. I have got my big share of bad nights, and I've had my own bouts of insomnia that I've battled and struggled with. But after a bad night of sleep, people will say, what should I do? And my answer is do nothing. And what I mean by that is don't wake up any later. Don't drink any more coffee the next day. Don't nap during that day. And don't go to bed any earlier than you would otherwise. Do nothing. Just stay the course and repeat the same behavior. Because if you wake up later, then you're not going to build up enough of that sleep pressure that we spoke about for you to fall asleep at your normal time because you slept in later. And second, if you go to bed too early because you think last night was so bad, I should get to bed early, your body is not expecting to sleep at that different time, that new earlier time. So you're just going to lie in bed awake, tossing and turning, and it's going to be even worse. And then obviously caffeine and naps we've spoken about too. So the best unconventional advice if you've had a bad night of sleep is do nothing. Stick to your routine.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about lifestyles instead of nonstop yelling, check out our lifestyle playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, check out our full episode playlist They're both right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.